And we are live.
Okay, and I turn that on.
And for those of you not here yet, hello.
Good evening and welcome.
Yes. Welcome to another 2 hours of fun where there's no politics and it's all about the music. More about
crikey.
Like that. What have you found?
The poll in the chat is already 4-0 to Led Zeppelin.
Good grief. I think that's what every people goes. Good evening, Richard.
Good evening, Richard. Good evening, Matt.
Well, as Richard's got to go to work, I'll bring him up now. And he can be part of it while I do the thing. So, yeah, because Richard has to go to work.
Nick.
So we'll bring up Mr. McCook now.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get Richard in, and then good afternoon from Chicago. Oh, I've been there a long time ago, but I love Chicago.
Good afternoon, Midwest.
Yes, good afternoon.
Right.
Oh,
right. He's staying in the bleachers tonight.
Okay. I've got my. I've done my number twos. Hi, Pulsar.
Evening, Pulsar.
So, what's good evening?
Good evening, George.
So, what's been happening? Well, what a week we've had on the channel for a number of reasons.
Before you do that, you're missing something to go up. Presentation.
Oh, so I have.
Evening, Simon.
Good evening, all. I've just got to do a bit of. I haven't done some jobs that I'm supposed to be doing. Terrible. Right, there we go.
All righty.
Is it that?
Okay. Yeah, it's there. Okay, we'll go back to.
And I'll remove it because I don't want it on just yet.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah. So you've now confused me. I've lost me stats. There we go.
Start from the start. Good evening and welcome to the House of Madness and Confusion.
There we go. Richard starts the shot foot in a good start. I've had an initial look at my numbers.
I trust you right before you stood.
Yes. Well, Dave, if you look at what's in the thing while I gabble on, and you can put up the people's comments. So, as we said, lots happened this week on the channel, but we still got 3,482 views and 17 new subscribers. Now, the live streams dominated the figures, so I've not mentioned them. I will be mentioning them, but not in this segment. So, coming in at number 3 with 94 views was my little top 20 videos that you've been watching since we started. So that was good. And straight in at number 2 from yesterday with 105 views, Gary Newman's album ranking. Now, I didn't expect that many.
Yeah, but he was big in Europe, so...
Yes, and number 1 was the new album from Hawkwind. Have you listened to it yet, Dave?
No, it's on my to-do list because I've been listening to a lot of mostly Autumn.
Oh, good man. Anyway, in the last 28 days, 12,832. We've got with 93 subs in the last 28 days, and we've got an equal first.
I can't say anything.
613 views each. One was when I stood in for Rachel on Rachel's Ghost. But last week's live stream, Beast There All Square, is also 613. Unfortunately, it was all for the wrong reasons, but everyone seemed to watch it. Coming in at number 3 is my little response to what happened on the Thursday night. That's 335 people have watched my response. Unbelievable. And the stream from the 27th 285. So it's all dominated by live streams. 953 subscribers. They're pushing towards the big 1,000. 166,458 views. Still Jethro Tull's Derek Riggs and Status Quo. We all know that. Last week's Battle of the Band debuts, Allman Brothers 32-11. So you all went against me. But that's it. Yeah. So what have we been listening to? I have been listening to tons this week. Beavis Frond, I've listened to 12 of the 16 or 14. We're not quite sure how many there. Molly Hatchet, 7 of the 14. So we're halfway through Molly Hatchet. Lightning Seeds, I've only got a couple of more, so I've got 6. Sabaton, 8 of 10. Morrissey. Now, I said this to Dave. I don't know if Richard will agree. I'm enjoying the Morrissey solo albums more than the Smiths at the moment.
Evening, Ralph. Long time no see.
And new ones added to the work in progress on this very afternoon. Nectar, FM UK. These are all requests. Prefab Sprout, B-52s, The Doors, and 2 cellos. Completed ones. IQ, Mick Taylor, Brian Jones, Forcefield, and Ozzy Osbourne. They're going, who's Forcefield? Aha, will be revealed in a few weeks' time. So that's the end of the things. Now it's over to Dave for the
doom and gloom.
The doom and gloom.
Right. Okay. We're going to mix it up a little bit this week. Notable deaths in music. Okay. Doom and gloom first. 10th of May, we lost Stu James. He was a British singer with a band called the Mojos. We lost on the 13th of May, Arno Veimer. He was an Estonian guitarist and lyricist with a band called Terminaator or Terminaator. On the 14th of May, we lost John Giblin, a Scottish bass player. Now, you might recognize the name and you might not. He was best known as a studio musician, but he also performed live and recorded with the following artists: Peter Gabriel, John Martyn, Elkie Brooks, Annie Lennox, Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Phil Collins, Fish, Simple Minds, and he was also associated with Kate Bush, Jon Anderson of Yes fame, jazz fusion group Brand X, and he did avant-garde recordings by Scott Walker, including the album Tinned. But for the biggest shock for Iain and myself was last Friday. Francis Monkman, age 73, founder of Curved Air, Sky, Matching Mole, songwriter and composer, passed away peacefully at home of cancer. That was the big shock for, as I say, for both Iain and myself. However, on a happier note, it's birthday day today. It's happy birthday to Hugh Whitaker, drummer with the House Martins. It's also happy birthday to Toya Wilcox and to the grand old melodic maestro himself. Rick Wakeman is 74 today. So happy birthday, Rick. Events in music on this day. 1970, the Beatles' last released LP, Let It Be, was released in the US. But wait, I was talking with Iain about this earlier. The number one song in the UK today was Sugar Baby Love by the Rubettes. But the number one song in the US. And now we're going over to the supermarket. It was The Streak by Ray Stevens. And if you want a bit of trivia and a bit of fun, you can go and look on the BBC News website and look for news in England, specifically Hampshire, the Isle of Wight, because Portsmouth got a new Lord Mayor. And at the ceremony to enrobe and enthrone the new Lord Mayor, he marched into the meeting to Eye of the Beholder by Metallica.
Good lad. That's all I can
It's
say.
absolutely brilliant.
It is a metalhead being a mayor. Yeah, we'll have a
Exactly.
bit of that.
So that's the trivia, the gloom, the doom, and a bit of fun and a bit of history and whatnot. So back to Iain, and are you ready, sir?
I am.
Okay, putting it up. Off you go.
Okay, next week. Now, next week's a bit of a change. So I hope you've got your thinking caps on and remember this. Live stream next week is going to be on Wednesday, not Thursday, because this time next week I will be at a concert. I'll be going to see T-Rex to see. So Thursday becomes Wednesday and Wednesday becomes Thursday next week, as you will see in a minute. So Monday, we've reached the final part of the Bill Wyman story, and this is a great band that Bill put together. It's all of him and his mates. Everyone plays in it. Albert Lee, Georgie Fame, Chris Rea, and it's the Rhythm Kings. I actually saw them back in what, 90, must have been about 91, 92, and they were absolutely brilliant. As you can see, next week's classic album is Remain in the Light by the Talking Heads. Everyone says it's their best, but is it? Big debate. Tuesday next week, got some more Gary Newman for Gary Newman fans. And I'm going to be looking at some of the collaborations he did. And he did quite a few soundtracks, which just shows what a talented guy this man is. Retro ranking next week. We're getting close to the FA Cup. So I've got my top 10 songs, FA Cup songs. They've got all the songs that were released to promote them in the FA Cup. So that'll be a lot.
Such a thing?
Yeah. So Wednesday next week is this instead of a marathon. So we can still do the poll for the live albums. And you can see we've got an absolute corker next week. Another one that's going to be close. We've got one of Dave's favourite.
Two of Dave's. Two
of Dave, but the one he really, really loves is Pictures of the Exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
And Genesis' first live album. Pick a mix next week. This is a great video. I had it, and I wish I could get it again because I wore it out. And it's Rainbow Live Between the Eyes, which was recorded on the Straight Between the Eyes tour in San Antonio. So next Thursday, we've got the Marathon Day, and it's another of the Runaways and their solo sort of projects, and it's Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I do love Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Oh, you can forget
Thursday. That was Thursday. Friday, we've got a triple header. We're starting off with Paul McCartney's live albums, and they were some great albums. He's made some really good live albums, and I am including Wings. How can I not leave out Wings? Then we got the new album from Def Leppard, Rustic Symphonies, where they go and play their songs with a symphony orchestra. And then also Graham Nash. Yes, Graham Nash is putting out a brand new album. Now, this guy must be... Can you have a look how old he is? He's got to be 80. I reckon he's got to be 80.
Oh my God! He was born in 1942.
Jeez.
He's 81.
81, and he's still turning out. It comes out tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. But that's not the end of next week, because guess what's happening next Saturday?
But
Iain and Richard are going to be talking about number twos.
Having done your number ones, it's now the number twos.
Yes, we're going to look at some of them songs that missed out at the top spot, and we're going to start with the 1980s. So that's that done.
Well done.
Let's go back into the fold.
Okay, there we go.
So,
that's the ending.
what's it? Jimmy Nichols still fancies Toya. Well, it's understandable.
Yeah. Oh dear.
How? Come on, that's rude.
No. It's what you put. It's how big a pause you put in for the three dots.
Right. Also, I've got something else just to show you before we move on. Let's do that bit and go into that, because Sunday I've got an extra programming for you, and it's another collaboration, but not with Richard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my first collaboration with Naomi from 365 Days of Prague. And we are going to be doing our top 10 Yes songs. So I'm looking forward to that immensely. I've actually been a tough old thing. I mean, I was telling Dave what ones I've done, and he said, "You've missed that. I've missed that one." So that's going to come out. We're recording it Saturday, and it'll probably be up sometime on Sunday. So we'll remove
Just
that.
while I think about
we'll
it.
go on the turn. What? Yes. What a time to arrive.
Shalom Erev Tov.
What are the odds? I don't know, Naomi, but I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be a good. Timing is everything. Matt's absolutely right. So let's get some people up here and say hello and.
What's that?
So anyway, last week. Now, if you didn't see last week, I'm sure you've all watched it. It went a bit haywall, and I'm going to say it again tonight. I'm sorry about that, because that's just not one thing, but it's been dealt with. So we won't have that happening again. But because of that, Rocky was very upset. So Rocky sat down and has do some do's and don'ts. But of course, none of that will apply to Rocky, because he is Lord and Master. So I think Dave's going to put a copy of it somewhere. So if you do want to have a read and write.
Can't do that.
About it. Anyway, Naomi, how's your list going? Mine's. If I muck about with it anymore, I'm going to be fiddling up to it right up until we record. So I've now. Well, I don't want to say, but someone came on and had a bit of a rant and rave, and the language is a bit, as Spock would put it in Star Trek 4. Was it Star Trek 4? Colourful metaphors.
Yes. Yes. Where is it? Yeah, Jimmy, go and have a look at the live stream from last Thursday, and you will then see the following day. You will then see there's a short commentary, and then there's the live stream on Sunday,
which was absolutely brilliant. If you didn't miss it, because we didn't just
one of the
talk
better
music. It was we were showing videos and DVDs, and it was all good fun. And thanks for the people that came up. If anyone wants to come up, just ask. I have put the invite up. Let's get rid of that. We don't want that in there anymore. So if anyone wants to come up and join in the fun, feel free. There's your link.
Yeah.
No.
It's about time we had some ladies on. It's been all male.
The word's not out there. Right, I think if I'm going to sing the thing, because I'm getting, am I still like, will someone tell me when you can't see me?
No, you're still there. I can still see you.
Yeah, so if someone says, "Oi, we can't see you," which may be a good thing. Anyway, this week I went to a local cup final, football cup final.
Oh, yes.
With Moulton. Now, well, they played at Blisworth, which is just up the road. Oh!
Is that a threat?
From
Exactly.
Naomi.
Is that a threat or a promise?
There we go. Yeah, and now this is something I didn't know at local level. If your game ends a draw, they don't have extra time, and the reason is because they've all got to get up for work in the morning. So it all went to a penalty shootout. It was the first time I'd ever seen a live penalty shootout, and it was quite tense. But Moulton won 4-3.
Yeah.
So they won the cup. I mean, I live in Northampton, but where I'm sitting now, I could throw a stone into Moulton. It's split by a road.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
the Dave will know exactly where this is. You remember where the old Kettering Road, and they put the road in that you could come along from Kingsthorpe to Round Spinney?
Mm-hmm.
That's how close I am. I could throw a stone from here and get it across the road.
Yeah, I know where you are.
Yeah,
and there's a reasonably good pub not that far away.
Two reasonably good pubs. In fact, there's three in walking
distance. I'm thinking of one particular one where the cook.
Oh yes. I am looking forward to T-Rex next week. It's the closest I'll get to seeing Mark Boland, and I'm like a big kid because I've seen videos of this, and Lee was saying how good he is. Lee's been quite a few times, but every time Lee's gone, I'm doing something else. So he actually rang me up. He says it's on a Thursday. Do you mind? I went, no, we'll just change the live stream, but I will be reporting back to you how good it was. Well,
you know what you should do?
Well,
you've got your phone with you. Take a couple of videos, short snippets, and then pop it up.
That's
Give us a visual.
Yeah, I'll take my phone with me. There you go, and then you can all see him. I won't do too much because I do not like. I'm one of these that hates people taking stuff, but I know there's a lot of T-Rex fans in the gallery, so I will do that. And I know Richard will probably want to have a look anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I will do some clips then, especially for you guys.
Yes. So where are they doing it?
It's in Kettering at the Lighthouse Theatre.
Oh, well, fair enough. And yes, plenty of light.
Yeah, and also there's a nice pub next door.
Ooh, can we have a couple of shots of that as well? I
might take a few shots. No, that's me and Lee are actually making a night of it. We're gonna go and have a pre-show dinner.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going all hoity-toity in our glam gear.
So. Oh, in that case, we want photos.
No, I'm not putting
any photos of Lee.
No, I'm just going to be in.
Oh, in that case, I'll get in touch with Lee, and I'll tell him to take a couple of photos and send them to me.
I'll put some stars on my face. Do a full vlog. I could do a full vlog of it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do a full vlog and then I'll put it up on the channel. I think that's what thing. Onion Bhaji Chicken Tikka. No, I think it's just a pub next door, Jimmy. If it was a curry house, I'd definitely have onion bhaji.
Let's see. How long are we in?
I've actually had an onion bhaji tonight anyway. I had one with my tea. Homemade ones, mind you. I had a few left. So I got them out yesterday. Dropped them in the oven for a few minutes and lovely jubbly. So doesn't anyone want to come up and say hello tonight? But the good news is that the person that come up last, the person that came up last is not coming up tonight. Not even coming on. So it'll be a as it says in the hashtags, a politics-free zone. It's all about the music. So has anyone else done anything interesting this week? Put it in the comments. So if you want to come up, there's the link. Go and click on that. As you see, the live, it's got the click about the live stream next week.
Okay. Current poll in the community is 10-6 to Led Zeppelin. And believe it or not, it's 10-3 to Led Zeppelin in the chat.
Well, I wonder how...
So in theory, it's 20-9.
Oh dear, it looks like I kept on the...
Yes. Work, eat, sleep, rinse, repeat. Yes, I had a few years of that. No, it gets to you after a while.
Jane McDonald does a good cover of Ultravox.
Yeah. Have you never heard?
I've never heard it.
Oh, yes.
I'll have to go. Well, I think I'll have to go and have a listen to that, David Bagnall. That'd be interesting. Oh. Right, let me just have a look anymore. See if I've missed anything. So as Jimmy put, he still fancied Toya. When you were growing up and you're getting into your music, which lady female artist did you think was hot as a teenager?
Oh,
I had two. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I'll give that one a go myself, Matt, I think. I saw Midge on tour about 5 years ago, so his voice is still strong. Yes, I've seen him perform. Was that allowed, Richard?
Two goddesses of music.
When I was growing up, it was Debbie Harry.
Yes.
And also Stevie Nicks.
I'll counter that with Joan Jett and Susie Quattro.
She's the same age as you. Well, that's all right then.
Oh, Grace Slick. Yeah, that's a good call.
Grace Slick of Jefferson Airplane. Yeah, she was nice. I did like Lita Ford as well. Mike Von Susie Quattro. If there is any ladies out there,
Nana, yes. Charlie's Angels. Cheating.
That's great, Jimmy. That's
greedy.
Very greedy. Nina, what? Her with the hairy armpits. Yes.
I'm glad he spelt it as Nina, not Nana.
No. Lindsay DePaul, of course, a little
yes.
A little mole. Okay, Naomi, come on. That for the girls here. Who was when you were growing up?
That could be taken the wrong way.
Yeah, that could be. So better.
Oh, very good, Matt. Oh, yes.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yes. Yes, we cannot
Quality.
forget the neutron bomb.
And Kate Bush, of course.
The frizzy hair got me with Kate.
No, I was all right with Kate. I'm still a huge fan of Kate now, so as far as I'm concerned, she can do nothing wrong. I mean, I'm so glad. Oh, of course. I think that. What was you, Richard? Was you Agnetha? I thought they were both gorgeous, but.
Oh, yes.
Well, I reckon they should.
And Anna Frida.
Oh, Matt's right, especially in Greece. Yeah, she looked absolutely lovely in that. Talking of Eurovision, I've decided I'm going to rename it to the Eurovision Karaoke Competition, because that's all it is now, isn't it?
Yes. To be brutally honest, yes.
I thought you meant Friday, Jimmy. Friday. A bit like me. I know I've got an apology to make to someone.
Oh, I've got a name for you. Sonia Christina from Curved Air.
Oh, yeah. Yes. When I put up Led Zeppelin, I didn't spell it right. But thanks to Dave, he went and altered it. So, yes. Slip a finger.
Oh, yes. Wilson Sisters, yes. Nancy.
Preferably. Oh, yes. I mean, I've actually seen them I saw them in the 80s. And, okay, Nancy was just rocking on the guitar. And although she'd put a little bit of weight on, she was still looking good. And she was singing like it. And I think she still can sing.
Oh, yes.
She's still got a set of lungs on her.
Yeah. Yes, we'll let you away with that one. Oh, there's a good one.
Annie Haslam. Oh, Pulsar. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
Annie Haslam.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy's voting for Kate Bush as well.
Yeah, we're not going to do a proper poll on it because we might upset people. But and I liked Heather Finley out of Mostly Autumn.
Oh, yes. Gorgeous voice.
Annie with Hanny. Yeah, Annie. I think everybody fancied Annie Haslam. I remember the first time I actually saw her when she was on Top of the Pops, when she did Northern Lights. Oh, I was 12.
Hang on, Annie Haslam doing Wuthering Heights.
Not Wuthering Heights, for Northern Lights.
Thank you.
Did I say?
Yes, you said Wuthering Heights.
Okay.
Yeah. You're thinking of Kate Bush. You're mixing the two of them up.
Yes. Yeah. We'll leave
question Naomi was.
But she's gone with Annie.
Who was your favorite female artist? Yeah.
Yeah, Northern Lights. Northern Heights, Northern Lights, I don't know.
Northern Lights. The Northern Lights are in my mind.
Can everyone still see me and look at?
Yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. Sorry.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Richard. He did. He did write a couple of songs. Can't remember which ones, but yeah, it's amazing what he's done. You know, that's saying yes, you can still see me.
Yeah.
Well, considering it's 8:30, it's still quite light outside, but obviously, me being
and considering it's 8:30, somebody hasn't appeared. Two somebodies haven't appeared. I know one person, a regular, is in chat, but hasn't come up. But there's two people who haven't appeared yet.
Right, let's put up the thing again.
The legend in his own lifetime.
Mick says, "Don't forget the ladies of Fanny." Oh yes.
Oh no.
I thought when she was younger, Alistair Burr was absolutely gorgeous.
Let's see, who else? Who else? Well, Enya, obviously.
Yeah.
Belinda Carlisle did it for me as well. Oh,
yeah.
and the ever gorgeous Marianne Faithfull.
Oh, she's still looking good today.
I know, and she's still recording. She's still making music.
Yeah, I was actually listening to some just before I came on to do the stream.
It's getting to that time of day for you, young sir, where the screen is brighter than the rest of the room.
Okay. Right, I'm just going to think so you don't hear me shouting.
And it's as if by magic. Shazam.
Oh, nice one there, Naomi. Ladies Blood is a modern female icon at the moment, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. I'll go with that one as well.
Yeah.
Right, we need some people up here. If you haven't been up and you fancy coming up, don't be shy. We don't bite. We don't pick on you. We welcome you with open arms here. Because we talk about music.
That hasn't changed. The community poll hasn't changed. I have a funny feeling it's not going to.
Hi, WyomingDave. Welcome.
Evening, WyomingDave.
Welcome to the madhouse. Well, it's not so much mad tonight. It's very quiet. Who's playing on the telly? I'm just going to... Oh, that's where he is. I don't know if you can see him. He's sparkoed.
And the dead flopped in the doorway and never moved again.
Oh, yeah, he'll sleep wherever he likes.
Oh, this is it. His house, his rules, and do what he wants.
It's a mystery. Mrs. Fripp's birthday today, yes.
Yeah.
For those of you that I'm sure everyone knows that he's actually about Toya. She's married to the magnificent guitarist of Mr. Fripp.
It's also, for those who missed it, it's also Hugh Whitaker's birthday and Rick Wakeman, grand old master. It's 74 today.
No, that we're not doing that.
No, Matt, no.
No. Yes. Yes. Don't think that'll happen again. Yeah. Yes, that was.
Anyway, apart from Iain and myself, who, for reasons of research, had to sit and watch the dire debacle that was the Eurovision Song Contest, did anybody else watch it, and what did you think of the songs? Did you think the winner deserved to win? Be interesting to hear, see what the rankers think.
Yes, I'm not saying too much because
yes,
where is it?
An upcoming.
Yes,
Got
where is it? Where did we put it in? Just talk amongst yourself while I go and find me notes. I'm sure it's coming up very soon. It's not that one. It must be that one. It'll be the 13th of June. I shall be doing a roundup.
Yes.
Of the contest. I sat and watched it for your entertainment. Yeah, I'm not going to say
never
yes.
to be repeated.
Yeah, don't expect me to do it every year, folks.
Well, it's become more of a show. People are voting for a show, for an act on stage, prancing and dancing and whatnot, rather than listening to the music, the words, the song.
Which one was it? That the last minute and a half was just heard bouncing around the stage, not even singing.
That was Unicorn from Israel. I forget the girl's
No
name.
offense, Naomi. No offense, but she spent half the song just prancing around instead of doing what she was there. Sing.
Yeah. She sang her song, and then it ended. Do you want to see me dance? And then she danced for about a minute and a half. That's not a song. The whole premise was the Eurovision Song Contest, and it's become the Eurovision Stage Show, the Eurovision Karaoke Contest, because so many people are singing now to backing tracks or standing on stage and mimicking playing instruments. I think there were only 2 bands who actually played their instruments live, and one of those was Germany.
Well, for those that don't know, that band are actually very, very big in Germany. They've released about 8 or 9 albums.
Yes.
And they are pretty good. Might even do an album ranking of them one day. You never know what comes up.
Yes, I agree with David. I thought the Portuguese song was good.
Yes, very good song.
I mean, there was nothing wrong with the UK entry, except all the shots were long range and you didn't really get a sense of the song itself. I mean, we've done this before. The UK, I can remember Radio 2 listeners voted for...
Good evening, Batcave.
Good evening, Batcave. Who Radio 2 listeners voted for which act was going to represent the UK at Eurovision. And it was the song that we heard and voted on was brilliant, really good. It stood a good chance. And then up comes Eurovision on the night, and it wasn't a pop song. It had been orchestrated to death, and it sounded nothing like what had been voted on. I thought we were robbed because they changed the way the song was performed. Oh, that's a possibility. I mean, Benny made an appearance this year.
So here's the first guest of the evening, and it's the legend in his own lunchtime, Mr. Rob Walker. Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Rob.
Hi, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Welcome to the no swearing, no politics. It's all about the music show.
Yeah, that's good.
How's your week been?
Just normal week, busy in work and stuff. So went to the car boots over the weekend. The weather was...
Yeah, I saw. I can't believe it. They just sprawl it all over the...
Yeah. That was amazing photograph.
Yeah, so I was at, so there's a car boot sale because I was off at week. Usually I work at weekend, but I've been on holiday, so I wasn't working on Saturday morning. So there's a car boot sale at Barton Airport, which is like a small airport in Manchester. So they started having a car boot sale there, and there was a guy there, and he had boxes and boxes of albums, all sealed, and he was selling CDs for £1. They were sealed, and his albums were like £3. But there was
sealed, brand new.
Yeah, all sealed. But there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know, so I had my phone, so I was like, just getting some clips. But I picked up 4 albums and 6 CDs for like £17. So that was
he's just put up, Rob, don't move. There's an orange predator right behind you.
Oh yeah, no, that's my son Curtis. Look. Yeah. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just put that.
Don't let Rocky
clip
see that.
On my YouTube, as a short.
Yeah, I did see that, Rob.
And it got.
And I like the little clip you put of my birthday bash up on there. Very good.
Yes.
I've sort of downloaded it and put it on mine, if you didn't mind.
Yeah, it's that's got over 600 views. That.
Well, it's all good publicity, Rob.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was quite a funny little clip. That so. I hope.
Yeah, it was I thought it was a cracking show, considering after the one on this time last week. I thought it was a great show, and I think it wasn't just music, it was the arts, comedy, and radio, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was
obviously Lily likes your cat.
Yeah, is there anyone else coming up, or is it just?
I don't know. I'm going to put up the thing again. So if anyone wants to come up, you're more than welcome.
Richard's staying in the gallery tonight.
Yeah, you don't get interrupted when you get when you're talking here. You're allowed to have your say.
Well,
and we have been threatened. We might have a lady on tonight.
I'm exclusively on this stream. I don't appear on any other stream. I never will. So this is my home now. So.
Oh, that's.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You guaranteed that you're going to get people staying away now.
But yeah. Hashtag world exclusive.
Yeah, yes. I'm getting paid enough from you, and I'm satisfied with the contract. So,
yeah, that's
any other stream is an imitation.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, unfortunately, at the moment, we can't afford to have only have 6 up here because I'm still a pauper. But there you go.
I can show some CDs that I picked up if you want.
Oh yeah, let's have the Dave. Dave will have Rob's thing. Do you want to do the honours tonight?
Of
pushing Rob.
Sorry, yes.
And the exclusive viewing of Rob's albums.
Bingo, and there he is, full screen.
Oh yeah, so I picked up quite a few CDs, so I'll just show you what I picked up. So I picked this up. This was 50p. So CDs are just so affordable, so cheap.
They're ridiculously cheap now.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some here that you'll be really pleased that I picked up. So I'll be able to pick your brains. So like the Best of the Cure.
Oh, excellent.
Can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah, combined greatest hits.
So that's what it looks like. But I saw Robert Smith isn't looking great at the moment, is he?
Not for a while.
No, he
not
doesn't.
For a while.
Right, this will interest you. I think you might have this up on your wall, Ian. So pick this up. There was a guy who had quite a lot of prog CDs, and these were £1 each. So I've got this one.
Oh, I've got Clutching at Straws. Yeah, but the first one. And you've got the digital. Oh, you've got the remix. That's excellent. Nice CD. That means you've got Brendel on that one.
Pardon?
Have you got Grendel on that the bonus disc?
Yeah,
Bonus
yeah,
track.
track 3.
All 17 minutes and 14 seconds.
Yeah.
You
So
can't
is
go
this
wrong
the
with
debut
that.
album?
That's the debut, yes. Plus
Right, so
and the EP.
yeah.
So you've
So-
got an absolute diamond there.
Yeah, so this was £1. And then I picked this up for £1.
Bit of King Crimson.
Yeah. But he had the Court of the what's he called, that one? Court
In
of
the
the King.
Court of the Crimson King.
Right, he had that, but there were no disc in it, so I was gutted.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. But I played this. The first track sort of I couldn't really get into, but everything else I really did like. So where does this fall in the catalogue?
Is it the second? I think is it the second or third? I can't remember.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
Pulsar's
like
right. It is in the wake of Pulsar. I think is it the second Pulsar or the third?
in the wake of Poseidon is the second.
Yeah, I thought it was the sophomore. As they call it, the sophomore album.
Yeah. So
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, in the Court of the Crimson King, in the wake of Poseidon, and then Lizard.
yeah.
Tough album to when you've had a successful debut album to come up with another good album. That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. It's a good album. I like that album.
I didn't really know what to expect, really. Some of the tracks are quite sort of acoustic and quite mellow, and then it sort of veers into different directions. Quite jazzy in places as well.
Yes, they're known for that. I mean, Robert Fripp is just an amazing guitarist.
Yeah. So I'm going to be giving this a lot more time. So this one's probably a mistake. So there's a charity outlet near me, and they sell CDs and like 3 for £1. So I kind of go in once a week just to see what they've got in, because they're just getting new stuff in all the time. So I've not listened to this yet. So, but he was the frontman of one of my favourite groups of all time, really. But his solo albums, I'm not that sure about, but it's Sting.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard this, Ian. Do you know it?
No, I've heard of it, but I've never, like you, I've never been really into.
No.
I've got the greatest hits of the Sting's greatest hits,
I have.
which is great, but
Yeah,
he's one of them artists that
I know.
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
He's hit and miss, isn't he?
but for 30 pence, it's worth putting in the car and just giving it a listen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only 30p, so if it's bad, you can.
Yeah, if it's bad, I can throw it somewhere. So this one's one that you probably won't really know. So this is Caribou.
I've heard
Oh,
of
Caribou.
Yeah.
Caribou, yeah.
Right. So I'm not sure where he's from. Is he from Switzerland? I can't quite remember. But my son's really into Caribou. So I know I'm pretty sure he was on at Glastonbury. And he was really good. But I've got a couple of vinyl albums by him. But I don't have this one. So this was 30p as well. So pick this up. And then I picked this up. This was 30 pence, but I've already got this. But I had 30 pence, I just bought it again.
Probably that's all it's worth.
No, I don't. I really like it. Has Richard gone? I really like this album, me. Is it not one that you like? No.
No.
What,
I mean, look at that. He couldn't even get a decent cover. He had to nick the Heroes cover.
No, but what was the problem with it?
I thought it was just a little bit too out there for me.
Was it?
And I don't like the drum machines on it.
Right. I'd not heard this before. I bought it just after Christmas. I paid about £4 for it on CD, and I quite enjoyed it. So, yeah. Then, so you probably won't like this one either. So I got this as well.
No, there's nothing wrong with Kings of Leon.
What do you think of Kings of Leon?
I haven't got any of their stuff, but I do. I've streamed it, and I can't think.
I like their earlier stuff more. I've not really listened to the later stuff, so I thought I'd give it a go. But I think they get a little bit attacked, a little bit like, because everyone attacks Coldplay, don't they? I think people kind of attack Kings of Leon.
Well, I can understand why they attack Coldplay.
Pardon?
I don't like Coldplay.
I like Coldplay, so, I don't mind saying that. But, yeah, I like Kings of Leon. So, I don't know what you think of the Pet Shop Boys.
Move on.
So I like the Pet Shop Boys as well. So this is a double disc. So yeah, can't go wrong with a bit of Pet Shop Boys. Do you know this?
No.
So this is a really highly acclaimed album. So
Original motion picture soundtrack.
Yeah, this is something that you need to sort of check out, I think. I couldn't believe when I saw this one.
Well, how much did you pay for that?
30p. Right, here's someone, you're saying earlier, I thought you were talking about who you fancied.
Yeah.
I'm going to show someone here now. Everybody fancies her. And I think she's 60 now, and she looks absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes, agree with that. Yes.
I think do the Rankers gallery agree with Rob Walker? Is she still a hottie?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yes.
I've always liked Cheryl Crow, so
yeah,
I was pleased to see that.
Yeah. There you go. Matt Batterson, yes.
She's so hot, it's unbelievable. Right, here's someone that I can't stand, but I just thought I'd buy it and maybe throw it at someone.
Oh.
This is Lou Reed. Should it just say the greatest hit?
Yeah. So I'm going to probably give this
the perfect hit.
I might give this to someone that I dislike, so I'll probably give it Norman Maslow.
Yeah, Louis absolutely.
I'm sure he's got about 12 copies of it, but yeah, this needs throwing. I just bought this so I could throw it in the bin. Right,
you want to take it out. You want to take it out of the cover and hang it up so the birds can have a go at it.
Does anyone know this?
Flying Lotus. God,
Yeah.
The name rings a bell. I haven't heard that name for eons.
Yeah. So this is one of the CDs that I bought from the car boot sale that was sealed up. So this was £1, but this has got a lot of sort of guests like Thundercat and Kendrick Lamar. But this is pretty out there, quite sort of jazz fusion sounding. Really interesting, really good. So we spoke last week about Scotland having better music than America. So yeah. I really like Delamitri.
Yes, good call.
Yes.
So I went to see Delamitri probably about five, 6 times because my wife was a bit crazy about them. So we used to, every time they toured, we used to go and see them. So yeah, pick that up. Couple more to go. So I am a fan of Earth, Wind and Fire, but this is a late album I've never seen before. So I'm playing this in the car. This is really good. So what do you think of Earth, Wind and Fire?
They're all right. I mean, I'm not a great fan, but what I like are their album covers. They're absolutely brilliant, their album covers.
I don't understand when you say they're all right because they're just amazing. So,
I used to call them Bright Wind and Fire.
The album covers though, they've got like a bit of a prog look about them, haven't they?
Yeah. What's the one?
You know what? That album's 10 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It says 2013.
God.
But I'm not sure whether it's is it the last album they ever did or
No, they did Holiday in 2014.
So I didn't know what to expect really. I thought it's going to be, crap. But it's actually, if you like Earth, Wind and Fire, you'll love this. So recommend trying to grab a copy.
Is Phil Bailey on it, or is he now completely left? And
I'm not sure. I've not sort of Googled it or anything.
There's a nice fact from Matt, my brother.
Do you think that's Philip Bailey? It looks a bit like him, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of Easy Lover and then like 40 years later. Is that what he's going to look like?
Yeah, a bit of a trivial now from Matt. My brother played bass in a band called Giraffe with Kevin Gilbert, who co-wrote All I Want to Do with Sheryl Crow.
Ah, right.
Nice. That's a nice bit of trivia.
Yeah.
Last one. Do you know them?
I do believe that. I need to go and check something.
More cheaper.
Name rings a bell, but I'm not aware of their music.
Yeah, it's sort of like really chilled. Trying to, like I say, I've not Googled, what the description is, what it will say about them. Sort of chilled. Don't know whether it's sort of got a bit of a jazzy kind of feel to it, but I'll check it out. I've got a couple of albums by them, so.
Right, can I get rid of your ugly mug, Rob? Because we've got another guest coming in all the way from America. It's Concert Buddy. Concert Buddy.
Hey, is this Rob? Is this an auction? I'm trying to bid and I can't get any traction on these CDs of yours.
Yep. The last thing you want to do is buy any of these.
How you doing, mate? Lovely to see you. And welcome.
I'm good. Oh, I don't want that trash. Give that to Mazzy. No, thank you.
Hang on, someone else likes Mike Final Spirals into it.
More cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's new with you then, mate? What have you been up to?
Oh, I'm just watching Rob show these CDs, man. I just came out of a meeting. I like to put on your stream on Thursdays when I can, and I was like, man, CD hour. I'm gonna jump up here because you extended me an invite a while ago. So I was like, what? I'm gonna take you up on it. I really enjoy it. So here I am. I'm ready for Rob Walker to just annihilate me with verbal
Iain,
poop emojis and everything he's got in his arsenal.
Iain, I've told you before that I don't like appearing on screen with minor celebrities.
So should I go as well?
Just put Rob back up there. That's all he's wanting. He just wants to keep showing them CDs.
No, I don't know how long you've been listening. No, it's just good to like. So in America, you've got like flea markets where. So there's a guy in America. I've started watching his channel. He's called the Flea Market Falcon. Have you ever heard of him?
No, I mean I watch some of those thrift channels. I've never heard of him. I've heard of like Harry Tornado and guys like that.
Evening, Nick.
He's actually a comedian.
Oh, like a real comedian, like an actual
real comedian. I don't know how successful, but his videos are really addictive. And so the Flea Market Falcon.
I'm gonna look him up because you recommended him, Rob. So if he's trash, I'm coming back after you.
He does pick up some crazy deals. He's mainly into sort of games, media, DVDs and stuff. But he does pick up vinyl sometimes. He's picked up a few crazy sort of prices on vinyl. But so going to a car boot sale in the UK, it is really like flea market. So vinyl, there's a lot of people after it. The same as everywhere, really. But
are these held outside or are flea markets inside over?
Yeah, so it's outside, so it's weather dependent. So you tend to look at the weather forecast sort of on a Wednesday, Thursday, and you think, yeah, it's going to be a good one. Obviously, the better the weather, you get a better turnout. But there's so many people now looking for vinyl. You've got to get there early. But when it comes to CDs, a lot of people aren't interested. So, I don't mind picking up CDs for 50 pence and £1. Obviously, I like to get vinyl. I picked up some great vinyl this weekend as well. But I've not actually done a haul video this year because I'm against them. So I'm not doing any haul videos. So
hang on a sec, Rob. The agreement Ian and I have is that if the panel is going to go over 6, I dip out.
yeah, don't worry about that.
No, we've got a couple of.
Rob,
we've got a couple of people who wouldn't mind
Rob,
coming in. So
your sexual magnetism is just bringing people out of the woodwork. We're here to talk to you, bud.
Shall I go?
The Yankees are coming. The Yankees are coming. Here we are.
They're good. So
I've had to deal with that all my life, champs. So I'm used to it now.
So there's two. There's WyomingDave and Ricefield Records. I think they both like to come in.
Coming. Here we are, Ian.
I don't mind chance. I like this. So 30 watching. Yes, that's great. Don't forget to
hit that like button. I hope everybody's hitting that like button.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah. Okay, I'm out of here, and I'll see you all in chat. Ta-da.
Right, Dave has gone. So if anyone wants to come up, the link's there. I'll put it up again. So the first 2 people in can come in.
So you
perhaps when I get my 1,000 subs and I can start a fund to get the.
Ian, you got to be careful though, because there's you can't have too many, because once you get about 10 people, which Rachel does sometimes, is lawlessness. People talking over each other.
We don't have that here.
There's like a secret mix, and I think maybe 6 is kind of it. What do you think, Rob? Rob, you think the same thing? Are you ordering, what are you doing? Ordering food? What's going on over there?
So I do that when I want to say something. So
this is a more refined live stream. I like it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, can I say hello to Nick, because he's been this having this week. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm very well. Right, we've got 2 more wonderful people from America. One from America, one from Japan.
Hey.
Good evening, Michael. How are you?
Guys.
Welcome back.
WyomingDave, you working out? What are you doing? Sun's out, guns out? Look at you. Wow.
Oh, my.
This guy, Lou Ferrigno Jr. over here. Come on.
Yeah, right.
I'm good, Ian.
Good. That's excellent. Excellent stuff. Hopefully we'll have a nice, calmer show this week.
Nick, I watched you answering them 20 questions.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, that was 30 minutes of my life I can never get back.
Thank you. I love you too.
The Mr. Hall of Fame did those questions, didn't he?
Brandon, yeah, he did them. Yeah.
Right. So as soon as he does the questions, then them questions then have got a little bit more kudos, haven't they?
Social proof. Yep.
Yeah, because he's one of the reasons why we're all sitting here now. So he is one of the main people, part of the vinyl community, isn't he? So I was really pleased when he did it. And he spent such a lot of time answering the questions. He wasn't just, spending 20 seconds. He really thought about his answers. And I think that will bring a few more people out of the woodwork, to actually answer the questions. So I might even do so myself, because there's a few juicy ones there that I could have a little bit of fun with. Have you noticed Vinyl Richie now is doing about 8 videos a week?
I saw Vinyl Richie on Rachel's yesterday, and he had like a MC Hammer shirt on. So I don't know if he's going through something right now, because I thought he was. I couldn't believe it. I was at work. I just checked in to see what was going on in the stream, and there's Vinyl Richie shirtless with an MC Hammer top on and a necklace. And I knew I couldn't stay long. Because, do you see that, WyomingDave? Did you see that? It was,
on replay, I did.
It was troubling. It was really troubling. I think he's on a hard path.
Richie,
On replay, that doesn't happen very often.
Richie's like a pimp or something.
He looked like a cheap pimp is what he looked like. All he needed was that cane. He was missing a cane and a gold tooth. Yeah, he goes hard. Louis is right.
Yeah, I thought Simon's questions were really juicy. It took me a little time to put mine together, but
Yeah.
I
I
wonder
think-
if I upset the Beatles fans when I said there's too much Beatles. As much as I love the Beatles.
Ian, be careful. Those Beatles people, they will literally come for you with pitchforks.
Pitchfork.
And they're gonna create multiple accounts, and they're just gonna spam the hell out of you. It's don't play there. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I love the Beatles. Don't get me wrong. I love the Beatles.
Don't say any, I'm telling you, don't say anything spiteful against the Beatles, even in a joking way, or you will.
Mr. Walker talk.
From what I've
Oh,
witnessed,
I'm sorry. I'm learning the cues, Mike. I'm learning the cues, Michael.
Good.
from what I've witnessed in the vinyl community, people who like the Beatles have got learning difficulties. So I give them a wine first.
Oh,
You've been sitting on that one for 30 seconds, Rob. Come on.
You know, you've only got to listen to. I don't want to badmouth anybody. I'll save that for the 20 questions. But if I do that, I'll just do it. I want to make it 10 minutes long. I don't want it to be like an epic like Nick did.
I can't
How
help
are you,
it.
Michael?
I don't.
I'm doing good, Rob. Thank you for asking. I'm in the middle of moving right now.
Oh,
Got a lot of boxes unpacking, but you know, I brought my A game today, and I'm prepared to interact with you British people and you American people.
Oh man, you ready?
Yeah, it's lovely to see
I'm
you.
ready. I'm ready.
Good man.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
That's Bruce
Right,
Lee. Bruce Lee.
The gynecologist. Hello.
I think that's this one. Is it the Shocker? Isn't that the gynecologist? Welcome. Yeah.
We can do the metal one.
So Ian, how does this stream work? Because I've only checked in a couple times. Do you have a topic, or do you just once Rob gets on, he just kind of controls the panel? What happens?
No,
Here?
basically, it's what my idea for this stream was. It's like us all sitting around a beer table with a beer
All right.
and talking music, comedy, sports, and I have the rankers gallery, and they just sit and watch and do the normal sort of thing, and everyone has a nice time.
Good.
No shouting, no.
Hey, WyomingDave, no politics. I know you like to talk politics when you get on these things. Keep that to yourself.
you're hilarious, Vance.
Ian.
Yes.
Ian, I refuse to be on with these content creators.
Oh,
Rob.
shots fired. Shots fired.
He's exclusive now. He did. If anyone didn't see the statement, he's now exclusively on this stream. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Rob,
no,
you just made a content. You just made your 10 favorite British bands, and you counted to 10, and you made a video. So I would call that content creation.
And Rob, I do have an issue with your video because I watched it start to finish, and Wham was not on the list. So I already, you have to put an asterisk by it without Wham on the top 10 British bands. Come on.
Yeah, they were bubbling under.
Yeah.
So if you did
Now
a
he
top
says it.
15, they would have made the list. Okay.
Yeah, Rob set me to do my top 100 bands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How he gave you homework, Ian? What's going
He's
on?
giving me
Here?
some. Yeah.
that was
He's
a mistake.
challenged. Why?
Oh, dear.
I'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm only joking.
Good
So
job.
Nick,
you
haven't
were.
heard from you. How you doing?
Oh, very well, thank you. Yes. Yeah. I'm sitting here behaving.
You are.
You
So-
behaved perfectly last week, Nick. So you don't have to go on the naughty step.
You haven't seen my 20 questions yet being answered.
Oh no.
Nick, thanks for all those nice things you said about me on your video.
You're welcome.
Checks
I've
in the
seen
mail.
so
Checks
many
in
of
the
those
mail.
videos, and my name keeps being mentioned as being one of the reasons he started making videos. So, you know, there's a lot of really good people in the vinyl community.
Yes, I mean now this is the only place you appear, Rob.
Yeah, I'm never going on another stream ever again by anybody else.
Wow. I'm shocked. I mean, I mean, Iain, what's the arrangement? Is there a Patreon? Is there some kind of pay to play situation? Like what's going on? Because there was not an auction. Like I thought I was stumbling into a CD auction, but
I know he does it for as good of his heart.
Oh,
how
nice.
did you come up with your channel name? So there's another 10 questions going around by, is he called 6 a.m.? I don't know if people know his channel.
Yeah, I know.
He's got over 1,000 subscribers, but he doesn't show his face. So he's done 10 questions, and one of them was, I know it's a little bit boring, but I was interested to know how Chance came up with sort of his, because I know he gives his channel a lot of thought, and it's not something he's spent, years thinking up the concepts.
Listen, Rob. When I was born, one of the first things I came up with is I knew one day there'd be this device called YouTube, or there'd be some kind of streaming, and I knew when I was still filling diapers as a young lad, listening to, Transformer records and all kinds of stuff, I knew one day I'd have to come up with a persona and a character and a shtick. And here we are. And the best I could come up with was Concert Buddy. I couldn't even spell it right. I couldn't spell it Buddy because somebody already had it. So then I had to deviate in a way that's familiar to my native language, Buddie. And here we are. And yet I show no footage of concerts on my channel. You like that? No. See, that's the double play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is big news in the VC. Only appears. This is the only stream you appear on. Will you be going into galleries or other people's galleries, or
no? Every other stream is total garbage.
Wow, even my bi-weekly surface noise stream, Rob, because you've checked in a couple times. I think you stumbled in accidentally. I think you were looking for some adult content, and you saw noise and thought there was going to be some oiled up chaps on there, and it was just us dopes talking about music.
Yeah, I needed to hang around a bit longer, I think.
Well, I think the last one you stumbled in, I think it got really saucy there. You really came in at a very interesting time. And for the record, I was not the organizer of that stream. That was Mr. Louis, who's in the gallery. He was pinch hitting for me that week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll have to come in and watch some of your guys. I mean, you're good enough to come in mine, but it's the time difference. So.
Oh, sure.
So, Rob, you've sworn off live streams, right? Iain's is the only one that you will participate going forward. And so we in the vinyl community, we're going to hold you to that.
Yeah. Well,
everybody keep an eye on Rob. Only Iain's live stream. That's it. He comes onto anybody else's live stream. I want to know. Public shaming of Mr. Rob Walker. In effect, now. It's time.
I'm quite happy to live with that one.
I don't think you could do it.
Yeah, easily.
You're on.
Yeah,
you're on.
You heard it first on the live stream.
Listen, all this means is he's gonna follow the new VC trend of having 4 different accounts, so then you can go in under the cloak of anonymity and just be a complete a-hole to people. So that's what's coming next. Look out, Michael! Your Saturday streams. Here comes Wob Walker coming in hot.
Knob,
Knob Hawker, Knob Hawker. He's coming in. Yeah.
I could go in other ones instead of ranking the obscure, drinking the obscure.
It's coming.
Well, what you're doing with your podcast. How's that going, Chance? Is it?
Here it comes.
It's going pretty well, honestly. I read that a podcast, if they get over 50 downloads in the first week, that's a good showing. All of our shows consistently are right at the 100 download mark first week, and then they kind of grow from there. So by early metrics, we're doing pretty good, but there's room to improve, and there's room for more people to join us. That's why it's called Vinyl Community Podcast, because it's
there's some good interviews too.
Thank you. See, WyomingDave, he's a convert. Yeah, so have a lot of fun with it, and it's actually opened up some avenues to talk to people outside of the vinyl community. Like I have an interview coming up with a musician who I'm really eager to talk to, and he's got a new album coming out, so I think that'll be a lot of fun. So Iain, I'm breaking that exclusively on Ranking the Obscure Thursday live stream.
There's lots of I love this. It's It's great that you come on here and tell your exclusives. That's brilliant. I like that.
I'm giving it away for free, Rob. I'm not charging Ian for the timeshare here.
Chance, when did you? Because I don't watch your channel, I don't really know that much about you. So,
you bastard.
When did you start making videos, and what was the reason behind it? Because I'm trying
to wait. Is this an exclusive interview with Chance today?
Yeah, listen. I don't give my milkshake to the boys unless they're paying. So better pay up, Rob. And listen, that's not true, because you've been over it when you did the vinyl tag. That's the only reason I did the vinyl tag this year is because you were behind it. I went in and did the vinyl tag, and you came over and you were very complimentary. You gave me a lot of flowers, bouquets and bouquets of flowers. Yeah. And for weeks on end, he's in the stream saying, "Man, Chance has got a great channel. I don't know what I was missing." And now here it is, breaking news. He won't even watch me on the toilet. You know, he won't even take me in the commode and watch me like a lot of people on their phones. Rob won't even give me that time of day. So that's all you need to know about Rob Walker.
Well, I watch you on my 48 screen curve.
See, Ian, you're a good guy. I knew it. Don't let Rob say anything about you.
I watch you all on my telly. I don't watch on my phone I watch on telly. There's some nights I'll go on and go, because I'm all subscribed to you, so I know when you got new stuff up. So nice. I have an evening when I go through all your new videos and have a lot of fun.
Well, let me ask you this, Ian, not to hijack this like Rob likes to do, but since you watch this on TV, as you're getting larger and you're getting like to know more people in the community, do you find it can feel labor to kind of keep up with what people are doing? Because your net's getting bigger. Rob's shaking his head because there's just so many channels now that there didn't used to be. So it can be hard. You almost have to pick and choose what you watch sometimes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but as you said, the networking, if someone told me,
it's invaluable. It's terrific. That's one of the best parts of this whole deal.
Yeah, I mean, if someone had told me this time last year after my first birthday, you can go next, Michael. All right.
No. I'm letting you know that Rob wants to speak. It's kind of like, Ian, you have Rocky's rules. It's kind of like Robert's rules of order. We need to shut up, take a breath,
silence,
let somebody else speak. You know what I mean, St. Louis? Okay.
No, yeah. If you'd have said this time last year that I would have a network in America, Japan, Kettering.
I don't live in Kettering.
What?
I'm in Corby.
You're in Corby? That's near enough. So yeah, it's great. I mean, it's just my broaden of my horizons. So
Ian has got absolutely, no interest in the vinyl community. How many videos do you do a month, Ian?
Yeah, a lot.
How many do I do a month? Great.
Exactly.
Ian, you better rethink this exclusive. Here it comes. This is what you get with that deal with the devil, right here.
Well, hang on. I can tell you how many I do a week. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9. I mean, I'm doing 3 tomorrow.
Yes, you do about 40 a month. And I do about 25 a year.
What's your point, Rob?
Some people need to step back a little bit.
Okay.
Quality over quantity.
Okay, I think Nick's going to show.
Preach.
A song, so I'll put him on the thing. Is this in honor of yesterday's show?
That's in honor of the your Gary Newman video I watched this morning. Fantastic. I'm a bit of a Newmanoid myself. Couldn't disagree with your top 2 at all.
I'm glad. How did I do on with the Smiths then, Rob? Have you watched it yet?
No.
Oh.
Hey, do we show records here? Because
we do show records.
All right, well,
show records.
Wait. Nick, are you finished showing your records?
Yeah. You carry on. Yeah, okay. I'm just taking the trainers off.
Share to concert, buddy.
All right. So make sure I got the floor. All right. So Rob, when you're talking about flea markets, we had one of my locals had a sidewalk sale recently. And this gentleman used to have up to like 9 stores in our area, and he consolidated them into one back when vinyl was, not the predominant medium it is now. So he still allegedly has warehouses and warehouses of inventory. So every year he'll do a sidewalk sale to move some of the smaller inventory. So I've been picking up 45s for $1 a piece on the cheap.
Stevie Nicks. I can't wait.
Dave, this is one of your favorite songs, Wishing Well, isn't it? WyomingDave, Wishing Well. Remember this one?
Yeah. This is weird.
Rob Walker's favorite hairstyle from the 80s. From this fine film with the immortal Falcor. If you remember this children's film, what a magnificent film.
Yeah.
I mean, John Mellencamp, the Dollar Tree, Bruce Springsteen, love him.
Did you buy these for listening, Ken?
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it. Part of it, part of it's the callback because my mom used to really be into 45s.
Hey, no sex, Jans.
Well, this is truly WyomingDave's favorite song, and he knows why. This is. But no, I'm sure you guys can relate. It's harder to find 45s with the picture sleeves. I mean, because one, they're paper, two, they're discarded pretty easily. Look at this.
I remember that song.
This is when they were friends before Michael came in and stole the Beatles catalog from them.
Yeah.
Now here's another Rob Walker special. Look at this hairstyle. Oof. Curb appeal and sex appeal all in one. Kenny Loggins. Hello. Then we got some more Stevie.
Oh, Stevie.
Look at that short skirt on Tony Basil. Look at that. What's up? And then here we go. This is why I was upset with Rob Walker. Here we go. You ready? No representation for the legend. No representation for George Michael on his list. It was a George Michael. Look out. I mean, I'm going to get a jukebox and start throwing these things in the jukebox. Remember this?
Brilliant.
It's a top 40 special. And then here you go. You ready? I'm going to do one of my next videos. I'm going to go like this. Is this how you do it, Rob? Where you have the records like this and you smile and this is your thumbnail?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I have a third one.
Point for chance.
So I can put 2 over here and then I can position them where I have 1 up here. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. So to your point, Michael, no, I mean, I'm going to play these at some point. It's not my predominant listening format. I do prefer LPs and box sets and that sort of thing, but $1 a piece, I mean, it's just a fun get. And, for the nostalgia part of it. And again, having the actual picture sleeves, why not?
What is it with people in America and 7-inch singles? You prefer the LPs, especially when America was the nation of the jukebox, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think to that point, though, I mean, if you talk about convenience, right? Like we've been conditioned into the streaming era, and you can literally, the iPod did this, having so many songs at your fingertips. Really, if you're going to make the time investment to listen to vinyl, which we do, obviously there's the 33 versus 45 RPM conversation, because if you get a 45, you can only get 2 songs per side. And it's more labor. You can sit and enjoy for a couple songs, and then you got to get up and change it. So I think for me, I prefer to listen to something where I can actually sit down and listen to it in one sitting, 5 or 6 songs, get up, change it, and have that as part of my, like last night I was listening to LA Guns, and I picked up an LA Guns debut album. So I was listening to that because that was a band I was never really into in the 80s. I was a little tyke, right? So for me, it's reversing the polarity of convenience, but also making sure that I'm present when I'm listening, because I can put this stuff on while I'm working, and I do. But am I really listening to it? Am I really trying to hear the musicianship or the quality of the music? No, it's just background noise. But when I sit in my listening room and I'm really taking in the music, that's when I would prefer to be able to sit down for multiple songs at a time, as opposed to getting up every, literally 3 or 4 minutes and changing 45, right? My opinion.
Yeah. When I was a kid, my first record player was a dance set, which is everyone had a dance set in the UK, didn't we, chaps, from the UK? And it was got a big spindle, and you could put about 6 or 7 singles. You put them on the top, put the arm across, and then just hit the thing, and it just play all. Because when I was 7 or 8, that's all I had was singles, because that's all I could really afford on my pocket money. So I think that's where a lot. I think Nick, you was the same, weren't you, buying singles when you were younger?
I've still got the very first single I ever purchased with my own money.
I have. Fox
Yeah.
on the Run, Sweeps, mine.
Tubeway Army, Our Friends Electric.
I've heard that one.
That's a great song.
One of the most important songs in British music history.
Yeah, it is. I mean, as I
I
said
can see
yesterday,
the shaking
Hang
head.
on, we got a dissenter, Mr. Walker. Well, you're shaking your head. How do you please to these charges?
Please.
When I was about 14, 15 when that came out, and I couldn't stand it.
What?
Gary Newman's got more hair now than he had in 1979. How's that worked out?
Yeah.
And I'm always suspicious of someone who marries a super fan. It's like
Rob?
me marrying one of my super fans, isn't it?
Rob, were you always this unhappy?
Yeah. No, he was important. Very important person. I mean, he discovered synthesizers by accident.
Yeah.
And it's got that distinctive sound, especially at the beginning of this wreckage. It's that when you hear that synth sound, you know it's Gary Newman.
Mhm.
He had about 4 years of half decent music and about 37 years of garbage.
That
Have you
happens.
heard his latest album?
It's garbage.
It's not. I
You
think
said
it's
that already.
brilliant.
You can go right off people, you know.
So are we still doing show and tell?
Yeah. Well, what am I saying yes for? It's not my bloody show, is it?
I'm just the host. You're the stars. I'm just the host.
Well, I got a record. This week. One of your countrymen. Now I know you guys. You're really big fans of the 80s, right? But I got this by one of your countrymen. This is by the late John Baldry. Any of you guys remember this guy?
I've heard
Yeah.
Long
the
John
name.
Baldry.
John Baldry. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is his second album. It was the cover illustration was painted by Ron Wood of the Rolling Stones. Look at that beautiful illustration. He did the whole painting all by himself.
That is excellent. Isn't it?
The other interesting thing about this record is that not only is this his second record, but side one was produced by Elton John and side two was produced by Rod Stewart. So
All right. Cool.
John Baldry was kind of an important dude in the 60s and the 70s. And he is kind of like the Gary Newman reference. I mean, his early records were really good. He then did like ballroom stuff, and he got into like period stuff. I don't want to get into that on this call because that would just denigrate him. But one thing that he did on these records, and one thing that the British did on their records, is he did a lot of talking intros on songs. And on the song Everything Stops for Tea, he's in his office, and it's a busy office, and you hear a typewriter going, and all these people are coming in asking for his time as if he's a big producer. And he pretends as if John Lennon comes in pitching one of his songs. And then he breaks into Everything Stops for Tea, which is a classic British song. So if you see this in the racks, I recommend.
Okay.
Yeah. The next one I want to show, and one more. Can you make me big again, please? Thank you.
There we go.
Okay. David Lindley. Okay. Now look at this outfit. This is what a pitiful outfit this guy's with. What is it? Hippie look, but he's a steel guitar player. He played with Jackson Browne. He's kind of like of the 70s sound with Warren Zevon. And this is a really happy rockin' record. And, I realized something. I don't have a lot of happy rockin' records in my collection. And this one really fits the bill. And it's a lot of covers. And he's got a great song here on it called Your Old Lady. And I think my friend from St. Louis would appreciate this record, this song, because in the song, all he's talking about is coveting the other man's wife. And it's called
What?
it's called
I am not an adulterer, Michael. Come on.
Your Old Lady. And Mercury Blues, and I think I've had the camera long enough. I'm going to give it back. You make me small again, Ian. And that concludes my 2 recent record purchases.
For the record, I'm not an adulterer. I do not chase after other people's ladies. I appreciate being brought up by the gentleman from Japan, but I am not an adulterer. I just want to be very clear on this.
I'm sorry. I extend my humblest apology for portraying you in a somewhat.
Shay. Thank you. Although that's Cantonese, right? That's not Japanese.
Yeah.
Is that Japanese? I don't know.
It's Cantonese.
Okay, I'm not good at that.
Apparently,
Oh my God! Oh, Rob. Who did you?
Oh my
not-
God! This is like my live stream partner, Dan, Uncle Dan. You're
My
aping
next video-
Uncle Dan. Yes,
My next video is the 10 Commandments of the VC.
that was my idea.
You guys were talking about that last week. I remember that. Come
That
on,
was my idea.
Keep viewer.
You took the bait. I'm so happy.
No. Right, I've just got a couple here to show, so pick this up. Lightning Hopkins.
Ooh,
Oh,
I
that's
didn't know you were a
nice.
blues man.
Blues, isn't it? Lightning Hopkins.
Great illustration.
Yeah, it's a lovely cover, isn't it?
It's
That's
great.
And then this cost me £2. So I was at the boot sale on Sunday, and there was a guy looking through some records. He beat me to it,
Mm.
and he pulled out a Madness record. So I thought,
Mm.
oh, he's
Yeah.
pulling everything out. And then I went back about a couple of minutes later, and he'd left this behind, Parliament.
Ooh,
So this was £2,
George Clinton's
so I couldn't
great
believe
groups.
it. Yeah, I think
Just
it's
the
from
artwork on
79. Yeah, so yeah.
Those pants.
very nice.
Yeah.
Look at that. What's he riding there? Is he riding a shark or a
A
whale?
dolphin, I think.
Ooh,
Wow.
2 dolphins.
yeah, he's styling.
Yeah, but to pick a Parliament up for £2, I couldn't believe it. So
Yeah, they're hard to find, and they're not destroyed condition. It's a good score.
yeah, it's in nice condition as well. But it just shows you a guy's looking at the records and you're thinking he's going to be pulling everything out. But if he's not into funk, he's just going to leave it behind, isn't he?
Yeah.
So it's
You gotta
just a
do
look
the
at the
work.
draw sometimes, isn't
You
it?
got to do the work for sure.
Hey, Ian,
Yeah,
could I show some records?
you can,
Yeah.
mate. You can. Right.
I got a bunch
Only if
of.
they're good ones, Dave. We save the good ones. Come on.
Well, Chad, if you watch my YouTube channel, I
Oh,
showed
no,
all these already.
You found some good
Chad,
ones.
he watches. Ooh,
There's a
Jeff
Jeff Beck
Beck.
one.
We're not worthy. Yeah, wonderful.
There and back.
That is a great album.
Where
Yeah,
is that
it
in his? Is that a late record? Is that an early record? What year was
1980,
that?
Mike.
1980.
Yeah.
1980, yeah.
The vinyl archivist Patrick played some of this on his show a few months ago, that album. Hold on. Clash.
Yeah, I haven't got that.
Oh, the Clash. Yeah.
This has a Rock the Casbah, Should I Stay or Should I Go?
Yeah, I want that.
It was their
He wants
most
that.
popular album in the United States.
Yeah. I think my ex-wife's got my copy of that.
I'll do these real fast. Got this last weekend.
AC/DC.
You
for
see?
that. Great album, bad production.
Were
It's
these
just
all
a
from
good
the same
Black
place, Dave?
album.
He's
Dave, were
such an
these all from
audio
the same place?
file. Whose blazer's that?
We got there.
Foghat,
Foghat.
Boogie Motel.
Oh, that's a great album, that is.
They're a good band too.
Yeah, I love Foghat.
I'll do this real fast. Here's a Deep Purple with David Coverdale album, Come Taste the Band.
And Tommy Bolin.
Oh, T-Rex, yeah.
No, Tommy Bolin.
I haven't got I'm getting through these. I haven't listened to this one yet. Yeah, Tommy Bolin's listed on here. You're right.
The only album he made with them. He actually made while he was making that album, he was actually making his solo album at the same time.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Now, they're American headiest. I remember that. The name
Yeah,
of that band.
St. Louis, I think.
They are. Yeah, there's actually there's an album that they filmed at a diner I go to regularly.
Oh, I have that album too,
Oh,
Chance.
the pancakes on it. Yeah, that diner's still in operation. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They have the best bananas Foster I've ever had in my life.
Look at this real fast. Ted Nugent.
A polarizing figure.
Well, I like his music.
Vinyl.
I don't care
Yeah,
about-
the music is good, but
Yeah. Cat Scratch Fever.
His big hit. That was his big breakthrough commercial hit.
I've seen Ted Nugent. He played here at
whoa.
oh dear. He played at Milton Keynes Bowl when Deep Purple played. We had Deep Purple, Journey, Thunder, Alice Cooper, and Ted Nugent.
There's a Robin Trower album.
Which one? Where is that in his catalog?
Long Misty Days from '76.
So that's pretty early. How is it? Who sings on it? Who's his vocalist?
This one I'm still finishing. I'm still working on to listen to some of these. I haven't got to this one yet.
Gotcha.
James Dewar vocals.
Yeah, now James Dewar was in Stone the Crows. Great
Yes.
vocalist and bass player. I think he's fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I'll show for now, Ian. Thanks.
No problem.
Hey, Dave, did you get those all in the same spot, like a rummage sale, or where'd you pick all those up at?
Yeah, all at a church rummage sale is just a block away. They only want 25 cents for them too.
Oh, I'm stealing them. There you go.
They're all the ones I have listened to are in very good condition too.
Have you got? Who's got to say something? Is it? Oh, thank you, Michael. You're the.
Yes, I'm letting you know that Mr. Rob Walker would like the score.
Mr. Rob Walker.
That's the finger before the finger is what that one is.
Have any of you minor celebrities ever been recognized when you've been getting your groceries?
Not groceries, but at record shows I have. Yes.
Have you?
They said you're the guy that gets made fun of on the Rachel Ghost Show and by that Rob Walker guy, aren't you? And I'm like, exactly. That is exactly who I am. Yes.
How do you feel when that happens, Jam?
I actually put the record I was looking at down, and then I went to the men's room and had a good cry. So
Let it out. You got to let it out.
Yeah, don't hold it in. Just let it out. And then I just went back, and that record was gone. It was Damn Yankees High Enough, but it was okay.
Yeah, it happened to me. I was actually in the what you in America called the men's room.
Oh, no.
As you do. And I was standing there, and this bloke went up to me, came into the next cubicle, and went, "Oh, you're that guy on YouTube ranking the obscure."
Where were his eyes, Ian? That's all I want to know. Where were his eyes?
He was on my head.
Okay, cool. If he's doing a look over, you got to get out of there. No look over.
Yeah, wasn't having a look over. But of all the places to be recognised in the
toilet. In the toilet. Just say it, Ian. This is an adult conversation. You recognize you in the toilet.
You recognise me in the toilet.
Do you guys remember there was a documentary made in the States called Super Size Me, where the guy ate McDonald's for 30 days? Morgan Spurlock. Yep. So a couple of years ago, I was running with a group that was part of the American Mustache Institute, AMI. You can look them up. And they actually had an annual party.
Wait a second. AMI and American Mustache Institute do not equate.
Look it up. I'm telling you. So anyway, they had their annual party called the Stash Bash in St. Louis one year. So I went because I knew one of the guys, and the Mustache Man American of the Year was, guess who? Morgan Spurlock, Super Size Me. So to your point, Ian, I was like, oh, this guy's great. I'd like to talk to him. I couldn't find him anywhere, but guess where I found him? In the toilet. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. So I'm at the sink washing my hands. Then he comes over and I'm like, hey man, I really enjoy your work. I still think it's weird that I'm saying hello to you in the toilet, but I figured it'd be better than us, being at the band together. And he's like, yeah, that was a good call.
He's right. That boy from St. Louis is right. The American Mustache Institute is a nonprofit originally based in St. Louis. Chance, I'm indebted to you.
Listen, Michael, I've been called a lot of things, but a liar is not one of them, and that is exactly why. So, I don't play in records. I don't play with mustaches, and I don't play with other people's women. Contrary to what you said earlier, Michael.
It's just that you always had the beard, and I never pictured you as a mustache guy.
There are photos out there. Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. Mr. Walker, you have the dice.
Well, one last question before you head over to Rob. Did you have like a handlebar mustache? What kind of mustache did you have?
I had a handlebar, like a Fu Manchu. I had one. I've only grown it out twice. Once was for the Stash Bash, and then once was for a beer 5K run where you had a beer at every mile. And so afterwards, they had a mustache competition. I came in second. I think the judge from the Netherlands was on the take, but only 2 times I've grown out that Fu Manchu because that's so much sexual machismo that I can't have all these women and men, no judgment, coming after me because they're just drawn to the lip sweater. I mean, the luscious lip sweater. I can't blame them. It's just pure animal magnetism.
I just realized as you were going through that big soliloquy there, that if you shaved from here up and grew this out, you'd have like mutton chops, like Lemmy.
Like Lemmy Clemency.
I think that would look fantastic.
Nah, can't do that. Okay.
Rob, I'm sorry.
Yeah, before you start, Rob, question from Charles Warwick. How did the Stone Roses not make your top 10 bands? And that's a question for me as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Stone Roses only really did 2 albums, so I didn't feel as though, even though it's like Joy Division, but to me, I couldn't pick, even though I do really like I love the Stone Roses, I don't think how many songs have they done? Maybe 25, 30 at the most. So up against the Rolling Stones, I mean, the thing about that video is it's really difficult to pick just 10. I didn't choose the Clash. There's plenty of bands I didn't choose. Not only the Stone Roses, but yeah, I take your point. But what I wanted to say was how refreshing and how nice it is that Michael is here, and he gets ridiculed so much, and there's so much.
You're so mean to me.
People poking fun at him on different
horrible
streams.
people.
Rice
Those Americans. The Americans, they're the worst, Rob. They're just the worst.
Michael's able to sort of be himself, and we can sort of see how he really is. We don't have to listen to anybody else. We can see it for ourselves.
See, Rob, what you should do is he has live streams on Saturday, almost every Saturday, right, Michael? And he's himself there too. But Rob, you have to watch to find out. I mean,
the hours are not right.
Yeah,
I had to wake up extra early to be with you folks here.
Yeah.
And I'm humbled all by that. I'm very humbled. Yeah. I'm humbled all of you for coming in. It's just nice to have a good mix of people.
It's like as they say in MASH, it's nice. It's nice to be nice to the nice.
Mm-hmm. True.
It's like you were saying.
Huh?
Yeah, host is talking.
I was saying, Chance was saying before, a lot of on some of the other streams, you either get people in there who are, I suppose you'll laugh, but people who are too dominant, so other people can't get a word in, or they have too many people on screen at the same time. I think I've been on with Chance before on live streams, but we've never really been able to speak properly because there's so many different voices in there.
Yeah, but part of that, I mean, I agree with you, Rob, but I think part of that too is up to the host. Either the host gives them space to have the conversation, and then it's incumbent on the guest to speak to themselves, or it's on the host to kind of referee and make sure. So, it kind of works both ways.
True.
Yeah, I did have a bit of a blowout. The last time.
Whoa! Hang on, not the kind of blowout I'm thinking of, right? Like when you fill your trousers, you're not having that kind of.
I'm unfortunate. I gave Alex Dickey some real stick.
Wow, you went after the Alex man, huh? Wow.
I did, yeah. Well, the first time I went on that Rachel stream, he wouldn't come up because there was a British man and he lost relatives in the revolution. and that sort of.
Wow, that's some old stuff there.
Yeah, and I just laid into him. And shortly after I left, I said my piece and disappeared into the hills.
Was Alex doing like his like shtick, or was he just rubbed you the wrong way? Because he's tough to figure out sometimes. He's kind of right.
And we got Northern Revolution. Hi, fellas.
Rob's a great guy. This is the good Rob in the vinyl community. Rob from Canada. He's the good Rob.
Yeah, he's Rob Northern Revolutions. Yeah, he's a really nice person. When he started his channel, I was like, supporting him.
Michael would like to speak.
I realized something, Ian, that you're limited to 6 seats on this panel, and so has a point of goodwill. I'm going to.
You're right.
You're all right, Nick. You're okay. You okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm going to.
Yeah. Just some water went down the wrong way.
I'm going to extricate myself so that somebody else can come up and join you, nice fellows. Meaning, I'm going to go.
Okay, thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
That's hello.
I told you,
it's not like shalom, okay? Like
I wasn't going there. Very clear, not going there. Okay. All right,
so I had a really good time, Ian. You're a gracious host. WyomingDave, I believe it's the second time, and you, Chance. I mean, what can I say? What can I say?
As advertised, sir. As advertised.
I love you, man. I love you. Rob, be nice to everybody. Be nice. I know you can. Or
as Patrick Swayze said in Roadhouse, be nice until it's time not to be nice. Think about
it. And Nick, always a pleasure. Cheers, mate.
Thank you. Bless you.
Bless you very much, Michael.
Okay.
Very much for coming by. Always welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Chance, what do you... I know you spoke a couple of times. You've sort of mentioned your family. You've got a son is he about 17, 18?
You're right on the money. Yeah, so he's 17 and a half. Yep.
Yeah. So I've got a son who's like 27. But how do your family and your friends, any of your friends know you got a channel and your family, etc.?
It's it's interesting you ask. I actually kind of keep this under wraps. I recently. Only because I'm not trying to profit off of it, and I'm not trying to rally the troops, so to speak. So my immediate friends know, and then some of my immediate family do. But I try to keep. I tried really hard to keep my YouTube stuff separate from my professional and personal stuff.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Well, I think it might have been last year or the year before. Might have been the year before. On my birthday, I went visiting my son. He lived in Sheffield at the time, and we went for a drink. And sat him down, I said, "I've got something to tell you." And God knows what he thought I was going to say.
Right.
I told him that I had a YouTube channel, and he was like, just carried on drinking his pint. He wasn't that interested, But here he is, the man of the moment.
Hey, Simon.
Evening, all.
Good evening. How's ever.
We're saying, Simon, you must be pleased. You've had quite a few responses now to those questions.
Yeah, I am very pleased, actually. It turned out better than I thought, especially when you got that guy you were talking about, the top 20.
Yeah, I mean, he's I don't like throwing the term around because he really downplays what he's brought and how he's thought of in the vinyl community. I think of all the people in the vinyl community, I think he's the one person that unifies everybody.
He communicates really well, doesn't he?
The way he speaks is a lot of people could look. I was listening to him speaking, and I'm just thinking, I wish I could behave the way he does, because he's A1, isn't he? I mean, we've all got our flaws in our characters, but he doesn't seem to have any flaws. He's, like you say, absolutely top guy.
He's a pro, isn't he?
Yeah, brilliant.
He's really good.
Yeah, I think he set the benchmark on that, Simon. I mean, it was just terrific to watch.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Who are you on about?
Pardon?
Who are you on about?
Mr. Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Who, Rob? I don't know if you know this. He actually lives in St. Louis with me. I connect with him pretty regularly.
All right.
He's also like 6'8". He played basketball in college. He's a tall bloke, as I guess you guys would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tall geezer.
I might do a response, Simon, but keep it to 10 minutes.
That's going to be tricky.
But I spoke before. The only issue with it is, having your channel full of you, answering questions about the vinyl community, it can get a little bit. Have you haven't done any of the questions, have you, Chance?
Yeah.
No, I don't do. Rob, again, this speaks to the power of your calling. I did your vinyl tag, but I kind of stay out of this stuff now.
Yeah. Is there a reason for that?
Well, I think you're probably well familiar when I did these contests, and I've had a real challenge with the contests. So all that said, with the podcast and some other stuff I got going on, I just prefer to put my creative juices there. No offense. I mean, you guys knock yourself out the list. I've watched a few of them, but it's just not really my bag.
Yeah. I think the thing when you have a contest, you can't just throw a contest out and expect everybody to jump in.
Well,
the vinyl community is all about networking.
No, 100%. Let me be clear, because not just talking about when I threw a contest, but I've done other contests where I put a lot of work into the video. I feel like I did, and for whatever reason, and no judgment, somehow I didn't even qualify to be in the drawing. There's 2 different ones that I did, so I'm like, this is kind of worthless. And I was a gentleman about it. The last one I did was the guy, I forget his name, in North Carolina, but I noticed, actually, I think it was Michael at Michael Ricefields that told me, like, hey, didn't you do a video for this? He sent me a message, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, you're not in the drawing. And so I contacted the gentleman privately, and I'm like, hey, was there a mistake here? Because the timestamp clearly beat the deadline. And he basically, no judgment. He was like, no, I must have missed it, or I didn't see it, or whatever. Yeah. I was like, all right. So to me, Rob, it was just kind of like, it was, I wouldn't say a wasted effort, but if I'm going to spend the time making a video, and again, I could care less about winning. It's exactly what you're talking. So the network thing is really more important. Yeah. It just kind of burned me out on it.
Because I've noticed that when I did the vinyl tag this year, there was probably, off the top of my head, probably at least 20 channels that started because of that,
Like started like brand new?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But there's not many of those that seem to have kept doing the content.
Yeah.
Now, whether they get disillusioned, they make a couple of videos and they think, if you do the vinyl tag, usually you get quite a lot of views on that. And then maybe they do another video and it doesn't get as many views and they get a little bit disheartened. But I've noticed there's a guy, Mike Vinyl Spiral, he was in here earlier, and he's continued to make good content, and he's got 113, I think, subscribers, and he's doing contests and he's answering questions. So to me, that's the right way to go about it. Don't think overnight you're going to be an overnight success. It takes a long time to grow your channel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, it's funny you said that, Rob, because when I was starting this podcast thing, I had read something similar about that, is that anybody can do a podcast, right? But you really, I think they said like 70% of people quit after the 3rd month. To your point, because if you're not seeing the traction you're expecting, or if you're not getting guests, there is a degree of labor involved. It's really not that hard to, put a camera up and show records, but to know it, to talk about them in a way that is a service to your audience. I think some people kind of forget that piece, is like, you're doing it to share your passion, your information with your audience, not just like, look at me, look what I got. And I think some people confuse the two, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I've never actually listened to a podcast in my life.
Don't bother, you're not missing much.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Wow. You just haven't found the right one, Nick. We've got a great one called Vinyl Community Podcast. You would hear several of the goofballs, including myself, that talk about records and all kinds of stuff in the community. We don't bring drama and we don't, talk some of the other riffraff, but it's usually lighthearted and fun. That's kind of the main thing we aim for.
So where do you find these podcasts? Because like I say, I've never listened, whether it's sport, music, television, whatever. I've never listened to one in my life, so I wouldn't know anything about them.
Do you have a cellular phone? Do you have like an iPhone or?
Yeah, I'm on it at the minute.
Yeah, so there's actually, it's a purple icon. There's actually a podcast app that would be your gateway to, and you can search for anything. If you're into football, if you're into music, if you're into, I don't know, mustaches, I'm just making it up, right? I mean, you would just search like you'd search for anything, right? And it would be there. Yeah, Maz is exactly right. And that's part of the reason that I kind of kicked this off with the Vinyl Community Podcast, is because I like to travel, but I don't like to have to feel like I have to watch my screen, right? And that was kind of a barrier, because I enjoy the content on YouTube from a lot of people in the community. So I thought, what would be a great way to take that content where you can take it mobile and you can listen to it and consume it at the same rate, especially if it's good content. And if you're in your car, if you're on a flight, wherever. And so that's kind of where the idea was born from.
True.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a radio show.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, because if you think about terrestrial radio, I don't know if it's the same way across the pond, guys, but terrestrial radio here in the States is terrible. It's full of advertisements. There's no real breaking of bands anymore. Terrestrial radio is basically just a nonstop commercial loop, right? So if you're looking for like new things or information or personalities, you kind of have to go alternate places, either satellite radio, podcasts. I mean, the content's out there. You just have to find a way to get it. But terrestrial radio is kind of a dead dog now.
Chance will have to get together sometime and do something, maybe.
I would love to. I'd 100% love to.
Yeah, you haven't got adverts then?
No.
Podcasts don't have adverts then, do they?
It depends. Some do. Like the ones who if you think about Joe Rogan, some of the bigger podcasters, there's monetization and advertising involved. We haven't done it yet. I've plugged a couple of friends who have projects, but the reason I'm doing it is I'm not financially driven by it. I just generally want to listen to this kind of content. Now, if it goes anywhere, obviously we'll reassess. But there are ones with commercials, especially the bigger ones. If you listen to like a beginning of a show, a lot of times they'll just do the adverts right off the bat, and then they go right into the show, which is nice. But I mean, it's just like YouTube. I mean, YouTube spams you with these ads now too if you watch some of the bigger channels, right?
No, but in all seriousness, you've not been around the vinyl community for that long. You could say it feels like forever, but I think you're one of the most sort of positive people in the vinyl community, Chance. I think you're a credit, really.
Well, I appreciate that. No, I've been watching you guys for a long time. I mean, Mazzy, I've told him this. I mean, I've watched Mr. Hall of Fame. I watched him for at least 7 years, just as I was, because I used, this was an information exchange. I was building my collection. I was learning best practices. I didn't know people sleeve the records. You know what I mean? All these different things. I didn't know to look in the matrix. Like I was like a baby. I'm like, oh, does this sound good? Yes or no, right? But it was through encouragement and just exactly what you said earlier, Rob, the connectivity, the networking, that like I was like, I'll just try this and I'll try it for a year, which is kind of what my idea is on the podcast. I'll try it for a year and reassess. And honestly, meeting people, and even especially as you've seen, like when you meet people out in public, like especially in the real world, it's nothing better because you already have the commonality of enjoying music. You already have the commonality of fellowship because, like you said earlier, by and large, most people in the community, pretty nice people, pretty pretty encouraging. There's only a couple of bad actors, and there's a couple of people who are a little prickly. I mean, you know who they are, but by and large, the community as a whole is really nice people. Yeah,
there's some amazing people, isn't there?
I totally agree. I mean, I'm a baby in the vinyl community, but I've met some really nice people, and that includes everyone that's on the panel tonight. They are such good. You're all good people, and it's not. I really appreciate. I mean, this was a fun that you're supporting a very young channel like me and coming up here. I'm very humbled by it all. I didn't think when I started doing this on on StreamYard. I thought, how successful will this be? You can only try, but it's growing and growing. You know, look at the figures for previous streams, because I don't take mine down. They're all up there for everybody to see. Okay, last week's was a huge one because of the little outburst.
Yeah.
But take that out of the picture. The others, they're growing and people are watching them. And that's so encouraging to me. As I said on Simon's thing, the views are more important to me than the subs, because your views, you get your subs from your views. It's not the other. Yeah, it's the way, you know, I always look at my views before my subs.
Yeah.
I look on the stats. First thing I look at is how many people have been watching this week. I mean, you know, I've only had 3,500, but for me, that's really good. You know, because I'm still growing. I don't expect to get like Rob or anyone else. I've only been here 2 years, and to get where I am today has been hard work. And I've just got to go forward. I'm not striving. I just want to do it gradually.
Yeah. I'm going to start.
113 people have been in. Has someone got the sonar on?
What is that noise? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Well,
sorry.
I'm
I'm getting work stuff.
I'm going to have to go now, guys, because my battery's running a bit flat.
Yeah, I think that's enough. I'm gonna, because unfortunately I only get 20 hours a month on here for free. But I'm gonna say thank you very much, Chance, for coming in. You're more than welcome.
It's pleasure interacting. You know, we've interacted a little bit on the Ghost stream, and Rob, obviously, I've talked to you, but I don't. Nick, I've seen you on there before, and I think I've seen Simon somewhere before too. So it's nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, and
WyomingDave is always a pleasure.
Oh yeah, WyomingDave.
Man.
Gold's Beach. Gold's team over there.
Cheerio, Rob.
Yeah,
guys.
Can you stay on?
Nice to meet you, Nick and Simon, too.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.